This video is going to be a part of an ongoing series that is going to cover the freedom type pursuit, and it's going to focus heavily on driving and traffic related issues because everyone has to deal with traffic tickets at some point in their life, and it's an excellent starting point to getting everyone to see what it is they're really participating in. It's an excellent way to start. It's the best way to start because once you have this foundation, you can apply it to a great many other areas where you may be interested in having more freedom than you currently do. I want to make it clear that I have a lot of experience with this. I've been studying this stuff for well over a decade. I have real world experience with it. I've been to jail many times, and I have studied and worked with many other people and have watched as a third party what has happened to them. And boy, folks, I've seen lots of people go to jail, lots and lots. And that is because what we've basically discovered is, unfortunately, America is not free. We all are slaves, and we all have privileges. We do not have rights. Now, the little catch in that you can understand once you delve into this deeper and have real world experience with it, is that they have to maintain the appearance of it being what we all think it is. Meaning they have to maintain this appearance, and you'll find this in case law where the, quote, appearance is referenced often. How do I explain this best? That means they have to give the appearance that you actually are being afforded real due process when in fact you are not. And what do I mean by that? If you get a traffic ticket and you go into court, and first of all, showing up in court and making a, quote, appearance there is giving them a form of jurisdiction that affords them immunity and zero liability. Then you enter a plea. You have successfully, and or if you get yourself an attorney, you have successfully given the court a jurisdiction that it didn't have, may not have had to begin with, and given the judge an immunity to be able to do whatever he pleases without any liability. You need to hear this again because people don't understand this. When you enter into a courtroom and you enter a plea, you have given the judge full immunity to do whatever he wants without any liability. That means also, if he don't like you, because you're demonstrating that you understand a lot about law, and you're saying, well, why are you calling this traffic ticket a summons when it's not a summons according to the definition in criminal law? And we have a criminal proceeding here, don't we? Because I'm pleading guilty or not guilty. If you start bringing that stuff up to him, he actually has the legal right to do pretty much whatever he wants to do to you and not be held liable for it. All he needs is an excuse within the law, of which there are many, and he can do whatever he wants. There is even case law referencing how a judge can act maliciously towards a defendant and not be liable for it. Not too different from case law out of New York City, whereby police officers can lie on the witness stand when it comes to traffic matters. It's called testifying. There's actual case law on it. And why can they lie? Because they're in their, quote, official capacity and they have zero liability. Now think about this. If both the cops as the executive branch and the judge as the judicial branch both have zero liability involved here, and you're paying surcharges to the state as part of paying for your traffic fine, where does that money go that goes to the state? Doesn't it go into probably part of the pension fund of that judge and that cop? So aren't they kind of biased to begin with? I know I'm kind of going off on tangents here. But you have to understand they can do whatever the heck they please to you, whether you like it or not. You'll also note that if you fight back and you fight back too hard and get yourself a contempt charge, what will happen is you will get the contempt, but you will get it from a civil standpoint and not a criminal. We have even seen them mess up the paperwork in this regard, whereby the person is charged in criminal contempt, and then the paperwork is charged later on to read as civil contempt. Why? Because they can keep you in jail longer on civil contempt, and because the traffic matter is actually a civil matter, not a criminal one. That's part of the deception that they give you. So that's it for today. I'll try to upload some more private videos at thesunabove.com. By the time you're viewing this video, The site is not yet completed, but I'll get some private videos going in this area. As a side note, there's going to be a lot of other fun stuff like my spiritual pursuits and stuff like that. I know there's a lot of so-called patriots in this movement that are Christian. I am not Christian. I want to make that clear right off the bat. I don't have any definition for my spirituality. I don't really have any way of defining it, but it's a huge part of my life, and it's a part of the positive side to this whole equation that I will also delve into and crisscross over with when I talk about all this law stuff, because I believe strongly that we're being put through this challenge for a reason. I know Christians have their own idea about it, and I don't really care because I don't agree with what the Christians have to say about it, and I don't really support Christianity as a whole. I mean, there was an Aboriginal people here in this country long before the Christians came, so I'm not big fans of what the Christians did to them. That being said, I still believe there is a sort of grand lesson that we can all learn from, and that us not doing anything and allowing what's happening to us to happen does self-determine and guide where humanity is going, and it's up to us to do something, be it education or whatever. I've paid my dues. I've paid a lot of dues, and I'm at a place where I'm happy. Are you?